Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from bright, shiny San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. No one's gonna do it for you. No one is gonna do it for you. You know, something I love about being able to have the privilege of driving up the street to Austin, Texas several times a year to hear the founder of the Keller Williams organization, Gary Keller, speak and teach. One of the things I love that he talks about is there's no job that's too small that you cannot leverage it out. Let me just give you an explanation. Let's just say that there is an attorney, and the attorney bills out at $500 an hour, okay? And his grass needs to be cut every 2 weeks, and it takes about 4 hours to do it right. Well, certainly the attorney could do that. Certainly, especially if he enjoys working in the yard. That's a different story. And yet, if he can pay somebody $100 to do that each time they cut it, then that means he's actually losing $1,900 to cut the grass himself. There's no job that's too small to leverage. You guys understand that business principle? When you understand the value of your time, you understand that if you get amazing at what you do, you can get so good at it that you can surround yourself with others who can help you with your weaknesses. It's called leverage. When they were researching the dominant Olympic ping pong team in China, they were talking about the difference between Eastern and Western philosophies when it comes to development of skills and habits. And the coach for the Chinese team said something extremely telling when they said, "Why are you all so dominant in this area?" And he said, here's why. Because in America, if you have a guy who is great at his forehand and struggles with his backhand, in an 8-hour day of training, you will spend 6 hours helping him to bring his backhand up to speed so that he can be balanced and be good at both. He said, in China, if we have a player who is great with his forehand and weak with his backhand, we will spend 8 of 8 hours of that day working on his forehand only. You see, the difference is when you're doing what you love doing, and when you're doing what you enjoy doing, and when you do what you love doing, you do it really well and you enjoy doing it. So rather than waiting to bring a weakness up to par, they say we focus all our intention on doing what he loves to do anyway, and he gets so good at his strength that any apparent weakness in the backhand disappears. It becomes inconsequential because he's so dominant in his strength. No one's gonna do it for you. And what do I mean by that? There are some jobs you cannot leverage out. There are some jobs you cannot pass to others. There are some jobs in your life and some responsibilities you cannot pay another to perform. You have to do the hard work yourself. Do you know how many people would write a check? I mean wealthy men, millionaires and billionaires. Do you know that Warren Buffett would probably write a check for $10 million without batting an eye if he could pay somebody to go to the gym for him and eat right for him and help him drop 60 pounds so he could be in the best health of his life? He'd pay it all day long. Guess what? Ain't gonna happen. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. He wouldn't do it. And the reason he wouldn't do it, because you can't do it, because there's some things you have to do your dang self. And no one else can do that for you. Do you have a big goal? Do you have a big vision? Do you have a big dream? Well, guess what? On the way to it, there's going to be some things you're going to have to do yourself. And you can't count on anybody to do it for you. You have to muster up the strength. You have to muster up the courage. And you have to muster up the fight to get it done. And you have to be willing to pay the price, to sacrifice to get it done. I'm on a new routine with a very big goal to accomplish by the end of this year. And there's one thing that I've run into that has been a challenge to me. I love putting my hands on my babies before they go to school and speaking life over and put my hands on their heads and blessing them and tell them to go take their territory. We faded out there. I love speaking life over my babies before they go off to school. I love being there. That's very important to me. And my workouts that used to be 15 to 25, 30 minutes at CrossFit have now evolved into 2+ hours because of the daily cardio I'm committed to. And for the last few days, I have missed a couple of the kids going off to school. So it's not, what can I do? You have to ask yourself, to the power of the air. Hey man, I'm so sorry about that. This live feed really sucks from time to time. I had to make a cost switch. What's really most important to me? What is most important to me? Is it more important to me get an extra 30 minutes of sleep? Or is it more important to me on the way to my big goal to making a decision and deciding I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier and I'm going to be there for my kids? You have to make the decision. There's some things I haven't said it in a long time. Facebook live feed and Hoover vacuum cleaners have the same thing in common. They both suck from time to time. The point of my story, ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Many jobs can be leveraged and many jobs can be hired out to cover your weaknesses. The most important things, no one's gonna do for you. You've got to do them yourself. And that is how you build. I'm done with this Facebook live feed. In conclusion, talent and leverage can get you there, but only character and integrity will keep you there. And character and integrity are forged in the furnace of affliction, discipline, and pain, and it will help you sustain at the next level. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You gotta do it yourself.